Hey, good afternoon, everyone. It is Friday, let's see, August 9th. Actually, the day after Hurricane Debbie. Hurricane Debbie that came up through Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, then North Carolina, and it's off up in the northeast now, probably above New York now. But yeah, weather after a hurricane is always perfect. So we got all the camp chores done, tent set up, tarp set up. I'm actually way out in western North Carolina, out in the Great Smoky Mountains. Haven't been here in a year, and totally different water here. I'm at one of the backcountry campsites, at least as of this morning before I left the house. I was the only one planned on to be here. That's how I like it. Great Smoky Mountains is absolutely wonderful, but I don't like how you have to pick one of their designated campsites. I like to find my own or some other dispersed place where other people have, camped here and there over the years. But it is what it is, and yeah, hopefully I'm the only one at this spot. But fishing totally new water. One main creek through here, then there's a couple tributaries. I'm actually on one of the tributaries now. That's where the site is. You can hear it. My tent is about 10 yards from it. It's actually right behind me. You might see it. So, but yeah, looking for not high altitude here. I think this campsite, I started at 2,300 feet above sea level, and I think I climbed about 200 feet to get here. But if I keep going up, it certainly gets a lot steeper and can get over 4,000 feet. Don't know if I'm going to do that over the next few days, but main goal for this trip is hit the Appalachian Slam. This creek, the main creek at the front of the trailhead, Rainbow, Brown. This tributary, I think, might climb a little bit higher, so I think I might can get some brookies in there. So yeah, so the goal would be to get all three wild species. That would be wonderful. I've done that a few other times in some other parts of the country here, North Carolina, that is. So anyway, had a little snack. Again, got everything set up here. A little bit of firewood. I scoped out where I can get some more up the trail, so I'm just gonna grab that firewood later. I'm ready to get the rods hooked up and get on the water here. It is 3:30. I left the trailhead at 1 o'clock today, hiked in, so about a 1.5-mile hike, so not too bad, but yeah, just gonna get the rod set up now and go hit the water, and we'll check back in later, hopefully with a few fish today. So checking back in quickly, I'm going to show you the guest that I have. He came by 5 minutes ago, about 10 feet to this side, and went into the weeds down by the creek, and he's back. Check this out. That is a big old black snake. I'm not a snake expert, but I know the difference between poison snakes and non-venomous. It's not a venomous snake, but I'm not a big fan of snakes, and so he probably lives around here, so I guess I'll see him over time. Needless to say, I will hang my shoes up and not leave them out. I've often thought about snakes crawling up in my shoes, and I do leave them out of the tent and don't hang them, but with this guy around, yeah, I'm not going to do that. So anyway, I thought I would show that guy here, but anyway, yeah, there's the creek right there. Yeah, really great. go, there we go. Oh, that's nice. Look at that baby run. Let's see what do we have here. Looks like a bow. We'll get him over here. Yeah. All right. Wet the hand here. Oh man. I've been chasing those native rookies for so long. I forgot how beautiful those are with that pink and purple stripe there. Yeah, baby. Nice little size. All right, let's get him in the water. Alright, I'm going to throw a few more in this hole. I lost one before the camera was on, and he was close to the rock. And I'm going to throw a little bit out there before I move on. There's so much good water right here. This was my first spot. So I've got a yellow Sally stimulator on, and then I've got a hare's ear just trailing behind. No bead head, just so that the hare's ear just floats a little under the water and just kind of trails it. Water level is really good. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and move on up. I mean, look at that. That's as good as it gets. This water is so beautiful. Man. Oh, there we go. Woohoo! I'm loving this action so far. Wow. 10 minutes on the water. Lost one, caught one. And what, second cast right there in that pool. Just switched up to a big black chubby with a Frenchie on the bottom. A little pink. It's a jig style Frenchie. See how that goes. Real hot starting out. Then coming up, it just got cold. Switched up to a purple haze for a little bit, just by itself. So I figure switch over to the dry dropper. These pools, you know, really look good for a dry dropper. Maybe even a couple of nymphs below this chubby. There we go. There we go. We got the Frenchie. Oh. A little bitty bow there. All right. There we go. Oh, a decent one down in there. He may have showed up on camera. See if he comes back far. Yeah. Wasn't ready for that one. Took the Frenchie again. There we go. There we go. Pretty good fish. Net got hung up there. Come on. Yeah, that's a good old boy. Come on. All right. Nice little brown. All right. Got the hand. Decent sized brown. Ooh, nice. Look at that tail there. Oh, there we go. He threw it out of there. Good one. Got the bow, got the brown. Just need to get the brookie. Little Leinenkugel's Summer Shandy. I love it when they have this in the store. A little bit more work getting that fire going. Everything was real damp. So I had to hunt around for some dry sticks. But got it going now. It's good and hot. Got some water boiling for dinner. Figure out what freeze-dried meal I'm gonna have tonight. But it was a good day. I fished, I guess, 2.5 hours. Landed 4. I got 3 rainbows and 1 brown. Don't think they were all on camera, but it's good water. I mean, water's really great. Did the dry, caught one on the dry, the yellow Sally, the hare's ear, and then the last 2 were caught on the pink Frenchie below the black chubby. I think that's probably going to be probably what I'll start fishing tomorrow too, because the water's a little high, or actually the water's perfect. So turn this off. Yeah, the water level's perfect, and so dry dropper worked really well. You can drop it down probably a good 18 inches. It's probably about how far I had it today, and had a couple other hits on it too. So yeah, the water's really beautiful here. God, I really like the flow of it. Use my 9-foot. Just need to pay a little bit more attention to the overhang. So. All right, let's get dinner going. Little sweet pork and rice. This meal is so filling. From Peak Refuel, it's a lot of food. I'm really hungry tonight. Got a Bojangles biscuit about an hour before the trailhead, and then just some snacks after that. So. It's good stuff here, really good stuff, and it's very filling. I almost let my fire go out a while ago. It got really hot and pretty much burned down of all the small twigs, and I was just looking for some more firewood and just prepping for my prepping some of the other things around the campsite here and so forth. And yeah, I was a little worried there, so I had to pile some small sticks back on it, and but yeah, you can see it's going really well. It's good and hot now. I put some green wood on it, so yeah. I think I got enough wood for tonight, that's for sure, and then I'll get some more tomorrow. So one thing I like about this campsite, big open, so there's a creek running right through there, and you can see it's big and open, and hopefully the as they call them, the Smoky Mountains, the clouds don't come in, or not the clouds, the fog and stuff, and because it's crystal clear, there's no rain in the forecast, so I should be able to see the stars up there tonight. I don't know what the moon, I didn't check to see what the moon's going to be, whether it's full moon, half moon, or what. So I should be able to see it tonight unless the fog comes in. But yeah, I love it when I can look straight up and see the stars. Hey, good morning. Start of day 2. So, good morning this morning. Perfect day. Sun's coming out over the mountains. Back up over there, so starting to lighten up this area here. So, but, yeah, I woke up about 6:45 to see the light, and decided to go ahead and get out of the tent. After about 5 minutes, I said, you know what? I'm going to get back in the tent. So I actually got back in the tent. Couldn't go back to sleep, so got up about 10 minutes later. So just been making it a really relaxing morning. I like to get up and drink coffee at home. I actually get up earlier than I need to for my day job. And just drink some coffee for 15-20 minutes, then get ready and get to work, whether I'm working remote or whether I got to drive to the factory. So, but yeah, sat out here, had a couple cups of coffee, had some breakfast, just chilled for a bit. The no-see-ums were absolutely terrible this morning. Had to put the long pants on, put the socks and the shoes on, and then ended up putting my wading jacket on because then they moved to my arms. Once I did that, it was fine. But the temperature's great. I woke up, it was certainly in the mid to low 60s out here. So it was comfortable putting that on. Then I just come back from a little walk down the trail. I needed to scout out some more firewood. Got a couple of long, solid pieces that are dry that I can cut up, and then some more fat pine, let's call it. I'll show some pictures of some shots. Actually, we'll get a couple clips of where you can find that stuff. I find it in the Pisgah National Forest, and I find it here. I think it's from these black balsam trees. But you know, you'll have these trees that have been rotting for many, many, many years, but they have stobs from all the limbs anywhere from this long to about this long, and they're super dense and full of pine resin. And you put them on your fire once you get it going, and they'll burn for a long time. If you got a hatchet, heavy-duty knife, you can actually split it and make that kindling to start your fire. But anyway, I hiked down this trail, and they're just everywhere. So I got a half a dozen of those. But the trail follows this small creek that's right behind me, and it goes straight up the whole way. I probably only need to hike about a half a mile, maybe a little further. No doubt that's where the brookies will start. So if I got enough energy later today, I will do that when I get back. Just hike up for a half hour, fish for a bit. I'll have to rig up the 7.5 foot because it's really, really tight. The rhododendron just hangs over the whole creek, and I got a bushwhack down to get to it. It's not directly on the trail. You got to go in the woods 20-30 yards. But yeah, I think that's where I'll get the brookies. You know, yesterday I got rainbow and I got brown, so I only need to get the brookies. So, but yeah, it's a good day. It's going to be a good day here. 9 o'clock right now. There's no breeze. Yesterday, as I was hiking up that stream, fishing, the wind was coming dead into me, so it made it a little bit more challenging casting dead into it. But it is completely still right now. So I'm going to hike down to the main trailhead, go right into the water there, and go up. That's where I stopped yesterday. I hiked down, I don't know, 500 yards, and then fished up, you know, slowly, and then got out of the water right close to where you come to this trailhead to go to this campsite. So, but so yeah, I'm just gonna go and go and go, and we'll see how I do. So it's the first time checking in on my channel. I appreciate you checking in, and you know, many more adventures come in the future, and we'll check back in later today. The flow of this creek right now is just absolutely perfect. All these holes are just so good. All those little eddies between the rapids, they're just everywhere. I love fishing like this. Man, you just move fast, you hit those spots and just keep going. Oh, there we go. All right, not take him down here. Be lucky to keep him. Let's see, what do we have? Little brown. Let's see. Wet the hand. Yeah, little brown. Little bitty fella. But hey, good start of the day. 10 minutes in. Let's get him out of here. Get him in the water. Come on. It's a barbless hook. Come on, get out of there. And it's rare that you got the smooth water there, just a little bit of rapids coming through, and it drops off. I mean, the rocks in the middle, I mean, that is just perfect. Fish to the left, fish to the right. I mean, that's what this stream is all about, all the way through yesterday. So I really like fishing this kind of water. It's my style. Something that I've learned about fishing with jigs on my nymph instead of traditional nymph hooks, I don't get near the hangs because the hook bend is up instead of down like the nymph. And so most of my nymphs that I tie now are jigged. Little ones. Certainly have some bigger ones for deeper water. The small nymphs that I tie, say 16, 18, I'll do those as more wet flies and just trail behind another nymph or trail behind a dry. Find many more or less hookups, snags that is, with the jigs. Just my own opinion and experience. It might be that I've gotten to be a better fisherman, but just my quick observation. I'm only doing that for about a year, because I've only been fly tying about going on 3 years, I guess. Ought to be something in this run here. Good flow, good structure underneath. I did have a hit earlier on the dry, but it's just... There we go. Oh, I think that could have been a snag, but it looks pretty deep there. It could have been hitting on the Frenchie. We'll find out. Yep. Yeah, that's definitely... Oh, lost him. Yep. He came back again. That's good. He's hungry. If a wild trout hits again, that's... He was small, though. Let's try to get above that rock. There we go. Yep, it's a little one. That wasn't a snag. That's pretty deep there. Could be a few in there. There we go. He hit the dry that time. There we go. Oh, a little too hard on that one. A little brown looked like. Saw the flash of yellow. Well, look at that. Dang it. There is a gentleman I am coming up on. So, I don't know. He, I guess, hiked in this morning. Shucks. Didn't see a soul yesterday. So, I'm going to have to hike up ahead of him, I guess. And just see what there we go. See what his plan is. No, I didn't see him when I first got in the water. Maybe he just jumped in. Oh well, that's the way it goes. It's not too far of a hike in, so I get it. There's so much water here, and I can fish behind him all day, just like the Solitude. Oh, there we go. He came back. Ah, dang it. There we go. Oh! I was just getting ready to pick it up, and man, he hit it. He was on the Frenchie. This hook was not set, obviously, since I was just getting ready to pick it up. Alright, for the last 2 hours, it has been dry. An occasional hit here or there. Changed up a lot of stuff. You know, very, very active early on. Landed a couple pretty quick. Brown and a bow. A couple other long distance releases, some misses, but man, last 2 hours, man. I switched to a yellow chubby. I've got a black stonefly over it. As soon as I threw it into this pool here, I had something swipe at the stonefly underneath it because the sun is peeking in. I saw him, boom, he come flying through and missed the fly, but I saw him underneath, right in that sun right there. Now I got hung up. Problem is this stonefly is kind of heavy. Oh, there we go. And it's not a jig. So it has a tendency to get hung up quite a bit. So, give it a shot. I'm gonna try some natural stuff now. I've had the pink Frenchie. That's what I actually caught everything on earlier, but it went dead. I put a olive perdigon. Had a couple of swipes, but I mean it just not really anything. And then I went I guess you'd call it a sulfur Frenchie. Tried that for a while. I did pure purple haze for a while. Nothing other than the creek shiners hitting it. So it really sets up well for the dry dropper nymph fishing. And I don't know if that fisherman I saw earlier, you know, caused the problem, but he was a good ways in front of me, and I was fishing relatively slow to let him get in front of me because I was so active in every single pool. So, you know, it's just the time of the day, and that's just how it goes. I'm hoping to start seeing a hatch and seeing some fish rise, but I've yet to see a fish rise today. You continue with this stonefly for a little bit longer, and then go with some other natural things like zebra midge for a bit. Put some pheasant tails on with a bead head. Just try some different things. I haven't gone with the lime green Frenchie yet, so I think I'll try that first. They always got plenty of bugs that kind of have that color. Inchworms in the summer. Generally been an effective fly for me in most places. And all of these pools are just perfect. No different than the pools I was fishing yesterday and today and this morning. It's just they've stopped. All right. Finally, after many of hours, that's the biggest bow so far. He's probably just a little smaller than that brown yesterday. All right, got him on the stonefly. That pack is hot. Alright, it's time for lunch. It's been a tough fishing for the last, I guess, 3 hours. For whatever reason, they just flat stopped biting. Then I caught that nice sized rainbow in that pool that was underneath the tree. It was kind of dark on the black stonefly, so that was good. Let's go ahead and eat. Hungry. When fishing gets tough and you get hungry, you need to eat. Beef chili mac. I believe I had this once before. Either had the beef chili mac or the 5-bean chili mac, which didn't have any meat in it, which was good. I think it's sealed now. There's a nice smooth pool here in front of me, so I've been looking for a place like this where it's not so noisy and has a nice smooth pool so I can see if they start rising. I've seen no fish rising today. They were hitting on the black chubby earlier, and I had a few swipe at the white and yellow chubby. Tried just the purple haze for a while, but you know they were hitting on the Frenchie earlier today. I mean, it was really hot for an hour and a half. So it's just time to take a break, and then probably try some caddis, try some stimulators, some different things this afternoon for a bit, and then go from there. It's actually really good. I remember now, I did have this before. If you like pasta al dente, this is how you get it. I left it a little bit longer. It's better now. I'm not a fan of the al dente pasta. It was actually crunchy after about 10 minutes, but it's soft now. It just needs a little bit of salt. But it's got a little spice. It's definitely worth getting it. If you have a little salt packet, it'll nail it. So bringing my stove out on the creek with just a really light day pack on my back, it's nice to have a good hot meal on the creek instead of hiking all the way back to the camp. That works out really nice. Good hot warm meal, it re-energizes. Until I was rested enough, so might as well have a cup of coffee out here. Brought a little coffee too, in case I wanted some. Still got plenty of time left with fish. Probably getting close to 2 o'clock. Sat down here at pretty much right at 1. Wasn't very smart. I left my spoon in there while I boiled the water. It's filtered, so I didn't, get it to a rolling boil. It was already filtered. It'd be 5 minutes before I could drink the coffee. But yeah, that's still very hot. This little guy. That's a cool thing there. I guess that's where the mop fly comes from. That's cool. And there we go. Maybe it's picking up. This was right in front of where I've been eating and drinking coffee and just chilling. Let's get him in the water. Yeah, that's good. He threw the fly out. I like to see that. All right, buddy, come on. Oh, there we go. Went through the net. All right, good sign. Feel energized now. Got a big meal. Had some coffee. Got a nice little brown on the second cast. How good is that? It's a good run here. I think you got another one through here. Little bow. It's probably not good that the beer spewed on my pants out here in the Smoky Mountains, but oh well. Long day, but a good day. A lot of fun today. It was super hot this morning. You know, constantly getting hits. Landed, I don't know, 4 or 5 in the first hour and a half. And then went dead. I mean, completely dead. It just kept going on and on and on, switching out flies, dry dropper, straight dry, changing nymphs. Water was consistent all the way through, but went dead. Stopped and ate, relaxed for a good hour and a half. I was pretty tired. immediately right after that, it was probably 2-ish, 1:30, 2. Bam, they started hitting. And throughout the evening, yeah, it just kept going on. I fished up after lunch for another couple hours, I guess. Then I got out of the creek, walked up the trail, came back to the campsite just for a few minutes, just to relax, because after eating lunch, a good hot meal that is, and some coffee, I was ready to go. I picked up some more firewood, took that opportunity, grabbed some firewood and so forth, and then I went back out. Well, I hiked down the trail downstream for 10 minutes, then jumped into the water, and bam, bam, bam. I think I landed 5, 6, I don't know, I kind of lost count. So yeah, great afternoon, and we're just chilling here by the fire now. Worked hard to get it going good and hot quickly, and I split up some of that fat pine. I got a pile of them here that I grabbed this morning actually, and I piled those up, and then I just split them with my new toy. Actually, it was a Christmas gift. This knife is a beast. Didn't know too much about this brand, but now my son-in-law got it for Christmas, and so thank you, John. I've used it a little bit before, but today I used it actually yesterday and today. I mean, it's so solid, real thick at the top, super sharp. I used it to split these fat pine knots. So, with a rock on the top of it, yeah, exactly what I needed. A heavy-duty knife to take out here, because I'm certainly not going to bring an axe or a hatchet. I'm never going to carry that in. I bring this light folding saw in here. This is a game changer here. This saw here, my wife got this for me 2 Christmases ago. Folds up, and it's great. That's how I'm able to get some good firewood. But I mentioned yesterday that yesterday was the day after Hurricane Debbie. I mean, this tropical storm when it came to North Carolina. But so I was originally planning on leaving after work about 4 o'clock on Thursday, but with rained all night Wednesday night, all day Thursday, and the forecast was showing all night Thursday night. My wife is in Louisiana visiting her dad, so I was like, yeah, with a storm, constantly had tornado warnings and tornado watch, I don't think I should leave the house and leave it with this storm. So, because the weather was perfect here. I mean, I wasn't worried about it. I had to drive through some rain probably for a couple of hours, but closer I got here to the Smokies, it was going to be just fine. So I left, I think I left my house 7-ish, something like that. So yeah, what I planned on doing is staying in a campground, real close to this trail, and then get up at the campground, and I would have been here probably 9 o'clock, because I'd have got up early. I'd have been here at the campsite probably about 9, easy. But anyway, that's the way it goes, So I can tell you, last night I was tired. After driving a little over 5 hours to get here, and then hiking in, fishing for 2.5, 3 hours, getting firewood, setting everything up. Yeah, I slept well last night. So one of the things I wanted to do for this trip is I wanted to actually catch and cook over the campfire. You know, researching this creek, it has a high abundance of wild brown and wild rainbow, and I think you can keep anything over 7 inches and creel limits 5 a day. So I was actually going to cook. I love trout. Just cook right over the campfire. But what I do it a lot of times for the hatchery supported waters. If I'm dispersed camping or camping at my vehicle, I'll go catch up some trout and then cook them over the campfire. I'll never do that with the native brookies, but yeah, the wild brown and the wild rainbow out here, that's what I was planning on doing. Been reading on the Smoky Mountains website. They do a lot of good posting of trail closures and bear activity. So I'm not going to tell you the campsite number I'm at. Some of you will probably recognize it. But the next campsite over is closed. I think it might be 3 miles, pretty much dead north. Not on the trail that goes here, another trail, I think. But it's closed because of bear activity. And when I was coming into the area, I stopped in and at a ranger station and just touch base, just make sure I knew where to park. And I mean, I have a parking permit here for the Smokies, but just wanted to make sure I was good. And I said, hey, I see this I'm staying at this campsite, but the next one down is closed because of bear activity. And she said, yeah, they had a aggressive bear in that area. So didn't attack anyone or anything like that, but people were camping at the site and they went out hiking and whatnot for the day, and they came back and there was a bear in their campsite and took their camping chair and was just tearing it up. So but anyway, with that, probably I think it's like 3 miles away. I actually looked at that campsite because I considered that one, and then it was funny, the night before it was I looked and it was closed. So needless to say, if I'm cooking fish, obviously I'd clean them at the creek, wherever that is. But if I'm cooking fish over here with that oily, yeah, that would not have been good. I mean, because of that, I usually just burn my trash for my freeze-dried meal because it burns really well, and I still may burn it tonight. But I didn't burn any food paper or anything last night. I didn't want to risk that extra strong smell or if there's any residue or anything. But yeah, that's one of the things about the Smokies. There's so many people come, and people are stupid. I'll tell you how stupid people are. So when I came here yesterday, which was kind of nice, somebody piled up a whole bunch of twigs on top of here. I guess they just left it for the next person, right? Which was really, really nice. It made it easy to start. But in the center of that was a ketchup packet. It hadn't been opened. Thank goodness it hadn't been opened. But there was a ketchup packet in there. Needless to say, I took it out of there, stuck it in my Ziploc trash bag. And, but I mean, that's so stupid. That's why you got a bear problem in campsites and stuff, because just people are stupid. They leave stuff around, spill food. I hate that. I mean, there's actually some paper here at this campsite. I mean, it's crazy. So, needless to say, I will pick it up before I leave. All right. Need to put some more wood on the fire. It is super hot coals, so pretty much anything I got down here is gonna burn. I got cut up some more stuff here. So last night, it was nothing but bed of coals right before I went to sleep. I built a cabin on top of this with this big wood out here. So the big wood here, so it would dry out on top of it. So some of it kind of cold on the side, but yeah, that stuff ought to burn really well. Good long, dense, good long burning fire. That wood's really, really dense. So anyway, I'm gonna put some more wood on this fire, and I'm getting a little hungry. And cook some dinner and relax for the evening. All right, so y'all have heard me talk, how good peak refuel meals are. I mean, I've tried 6 or 7 different kinds, and all of them have been just excellent. Decided to try Alpine Air. Those are actually good. I've tried 3 different kinds, and I've rebought already. Those are really good. They're actually a little bit cheaper. So if you're a budget kind of person, those are anywhere from $2 to $5 cheaper if you find them on sale. But I got a Mountain House one. I've had this for well over a year. Italian style pepper steak. It's actually excellent. So I've had a couple of other, 2 or 3 other Mountain House meals, and I just didn't like them. They didn't have a whole lot of flavor, missing a lot of seasoning. I don't even remember which ones they were. That just lets you know. But I will remember this one, and I will eat it again. I did have a salt packet I added to it, but it still had enough salt and seasoning in it. If I didn't have the salt packet, hey, it still would have been very good. I still would get it again. So I'll add this to the mix, and the steak, the pepper steak, the boiling water really brought it back to life. It's good and chunky. It's not like ground beef. It's like actually, I guess you'd say, like beef jerky that you put water in it and it's good and thick. But what's nice about it, it's got rice and it's got tomato in it. And I think that's why it's so good. And peppers and tomatoes, and yeah, it's really good. So if you've never tried Mountain House Italian style peppered steak, it's very good. And it's definitely got the Italian, the tomato and stuff. So very good. It's actually got a lot of steak in it. You're not going to be able to see that because of the light, but it's good. My last summer shandy. I always bring 4 beers in. Yeah, it's extra weight and it's kind of a pain in the butt, but 2 in each of the pockets where you can hold water in my backpack. Dunk them in the creek. 2 each night. I usually do 2 nights for these backcountry trips. So, and the creek's always cold enough, that's for sure. Of course, it's not like a refrigerator, but it's not far off. I usually bring some juicy IPAs. I like the lower in alcohol content and flavor of the juicy IPAs, but when they got the summer shandy in the store, yeah, that's such a refreshing from Lion Cougar. Really good. I like the grapefruit shandy they do, but I haven't seen it in the store, here this summer. So I assume they still make it, just not distributing it down in the Carolinas, I guess. or at least not in the grocery stores. Anyway, finish this up, and plenty of firewood. I have some big old fires tonight. I just loaded it up with some heavy duty thicker wood, and I put some small stuff around it, so it's gonna be blazing here shortly. Hey, good morning. Bright sunny day in the Smoky Mountains. So finishing up a cup of coffee here, and it's actually 10 o'clock. So when I called it a night last night, I was like, I think I'm just gonna make it a lazy morning and pack up on out of here and not challenge this small creek that I've been camping on. You know, yesterday I mentioned that I hiked up and gathered some firewood early in the morning and scoped it out a little bit. And the higher you get, the better chance there is to get some native brookies. So I hadn't fished it at all. So I didn't get up till 9:15 today. So yeah, slept really well. And I woke up about daylight, and I was like, okay, I'll get up in a few minutes. And then 2 hours later, it's 9:15. So, but I feel good now. So I'm just gonna throw my wading boots on, hook up my 7.5 foot rod, and I'm not gonna even put my contacts in because it's so dark and canopy. Put my polarized glasses on. It's just too dark. I know a lot of the fishing that I've done most of this weekend, I couldn't even have the glasses on because the canopy was so thick. Just a few areas where the sun was shining in on the water that I put them on. So yeah, I'm just gonna hike up there real quick and probably hike about 30 minutes. That should probably put me close to 3,000 feet, and then see what I get into. Goals to land one brookie and call it quits. I'm gonna put on my most productive fly. You know, might be most productive because I fish it a lot. I tied up some Yellow Sally stimulators when I went to the Smokies last year, and it was insane at how successful that fly was as a dry dropper and just a standalone. And I've used it in Pisgah. I had it on yesterday in the morning, so I'm just going to throw it on and just see what I get into. You know, hopefully land me a little brookie, and then call it a day with the Appalachian Slam. So anyway, I'll check back in when I'm on the creek. All right, my 15-minute walk brought me to 2,600 roughly. And I came to some waterfalls, and then it's like, all right, there we go. I need to get above the waterfalls. So I've been hiking another 10 minutes, and it's brought me up to just over 2,800 feet. But the trail goes away from the creek. It doesn't go back and just keeps going. That's when it gets steep. I'm actually soaking wet now. That extra 200 plus feet from the 2,600 to over 2,800. Yeah. So I'm gonna go back to the falls, see if there's some little side trail or some way to get above it. And no doubt the brookies will be above that, but they might be below it. This is very, very small. But good adventure. Just trying to figure out, what's the best place to catch a brookie. All right, doing a little bushwhacking to get down to the creek here. You can hear some good roaring water, so I figure there were some good pools here. So I mentioned earlier that I hiked up, but the trail gets away from the creek, goes up really high, but I'm gonna just rock hop up through the creek here, get back up to those falls. You know, it's about 2,600 here and really small, so there may be some brookies here. Let's hope there is. I'm sure there's some bows. Hopefully not any browns that's been eating all the brookies. So we'll see. There we go! Oh! Oh, I'm too excited. That's probably a little too loud. Even the fish can hear that underwater. Oh well, that was good. That was aggressive. Seeing that kind of aggressiveness, I hope that's a brookie. Let's see if he gives me another shot. He was on there for about a second or two. Alright, I got the yellow Sally with a hare's ear blowing. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's a lot harder to cast. In these tight quarters with double flies on here. We'll see. Yeah, just like that can be a problem. I see one down there. That's the one that just hit it. Let's see if I can stay back here. Let's see if he wants it again. I see he's right in the middle. There he is! He's still there. He didn't go anywhere. He did not go anywhere. He's definitely feeding. You can see the way he's swimming. I went right over him and he just went straight up. Yeah. Nothing like a spot, a stalk and catch. Let's see. Boy, he's still fluttering there. I don't know what he is. I can't tell. It bothered him that time. It came over his head and he moved. He's still there. Really light. Try to get it further ahead of him. Alright, let's try back again later. Alright, we got some good pools up that should fit some good dry fly fishing here. So I switched up to the thunderhead. Known for being a good fly in the Smokies. I know I was up here about a year ago, different place, and my buddy Mike landed quite a few with the thunderhead. So let's see how it goes. thing. So up above all that, I don't know if this camera does it justice, but it's pretty, it's not too steep. Its walls are covered heavy with moss, so easy grip there. Easy grip. But there's a bunch of deadfall up there, so climbing on the deadfall, crossing over everything, there's a beautiful pool back there. So real few cast into it, sunshine into it, really nice size, I don't know if it's a brown or a brook. Likely it's a brook, because this is probably, it's pushing 3,000 feet, I think about 2,800 maybe. But really large. Once I spotted it, I threw about 2 or 3 casts in front of it, and then he moved a little bit, and I threw another one in the riffles, and he came up like a missile and hit it. I mean, it didn't hook him at all. I mean, he hit it like a missile, come through the sun. Man, what a beautiful shot that was. You know, I think I'm going to keep him for another day. It's approaching 2 o'clock. Got to get back home. I got to go to work tomorrow. I got my day job, and I got about a 5-hour drive. Plus, I got to pack everything up first and hike out about a mile and a half. So it'll probably be close to 10 o'clock before I get home tonight, but hey, that's all right. Be able to come up here, play hard, let's call it. Not work hard, play hard. Have a good old time, scope out some new water. So, you know, I'll be able to come up through here. I don't know how much further I can go, but you know, studying this creek before I came on the map, I mean, it looks pretty decent size, you know, about what I've been fishing here. Yeah, the brookies, I think the brookies are definitely up there, that's for sure. So fun time here, but I'm going to call it quits. I could go back up there, switch out some other flies, because that pool is probably 5 feet deep, but he came up from the bottom. He came up good 3 to 4 feet. Anyway, I'll keep you for another day. I'll pack it up and start heading back. I'm pretty hungry. I'd like to get a good bite to eat at the campsite before I head on out. Anyway, hey, if you're just coming along for the first adventure, thanks for joining. Many more in the future. And if you like what you see, subscribe to my channel. We'll see where things take us from here. We'll check in later in the day before I drive on out of here. All right, campsite's cleaned up. 1.5 miles back to the Jeep, and the weekend's over with. Great weekend. Loved it out here. Good experience, good fishing, good campsite. All around. Couldn't have been any better. Till the next adventure, take care.